CANoe on Linux? CANoe in containers? CANoe in Linux containers? Yes, yes, and yes. My name is Joakim, and in this video, I will show you how you can work with CANoe Server Editions in dev containers. Containers create isolated, portable, and consistent environments, eliminating the "but it works on my machine" problem, and actually work on all machines. For example, if you run your test environment in a CI pipeline in the cloud, it is easy to recreate the execution locally on your machine in case you need to do some debugging. With a dev container, you can use a container as your development environment. The same container that runs in the CI pipeline plus additional tools needed by a developer, including same runtime and shared libraries, same build environment, and debug tools with the full feature set of VS Code. This means that your workspace runs inside a container. Your files are mounted in, and VS Code extension run inside the container with full access to its tools, environment, and file system. Let's have a look at a concrete example. The container runs in a CI pipeline. The pipeline contains 3 stages: building a virtual ECU with vVirtualTarget, building a simulation and test environment for CANoe Server Editions, and then, when everything is built, we run the virtual ECU and simulation environment and execute our tests with CANoe Server Editions. We see that this stage fails. The pipeline fails because some test cases failed in the test stage. That should not happen. Let's debug the virtual ECU. I already have the repository on my local PC, and I am in the feature branch because I am the developer of the feature. The .dev container folder contains the definition for the development environment, including a dev container JSON specification file with needed VS Code extensions and other metadata. I will use a dev container command in VS Code to reopen this project in a container. As you see, I have the repository cloned into my Windows file system, but the container that is being built is a Linux container, now hosted inside a WSL virtual machine that is running parallel to Windows. We can see that the container is running, and we are connected to it through VS Code. We can see the terminal with our workspace and the activated vector VS Code extensions. First, I will select the simulation environment I want to build. Then, I select the test unit I want to build. Now that the build is finished, I can navigate to the testing page and trigger execution of the tests. Notice that the same test is failing. This is the beauty of local reproduction of the CI run. I will put a conditional breakpoint in the ECU's application code so that I can see if the logic works as I expect. Now, I will start CANoe Server Editions in manual mode, so that I can control when the test should be executed. I need to do this because I want to attach my debugger to the CANoe runtime kernel process, which runs the virtual ECU. Once the debugger is attached, I can start the test execution. We hit the breakpoint. I see where the problem is. Let's fix it. Because I changed the code, I need to rebuild my virtual ECU with vVirtualTarget. Let's rerun our tests. The test that was failing is now passing. I will commit the changes and push them to the repository. The push triggered another pipeline job. The pipeline successfully builds the virtual ECU, the test environment, and executes the tests. All verdicts are pass, and from now on, I am ready to integrate my feature into the main branch. From here on out, you can use CANoe Server Editions in containers. If it runs in a container, it works everywhere, whether it's on your local machine or in the cloud. I hope this improves your DevOps workflow tremendously. Get in touch if you want to talk about your use case, and thank you for watching. Subscribe to the Vector TechTutorial channel. It already has a bunch of videos about CANoe Server Editions, and there are more coming. Activate the notifications to not miss any of them.